Good morning, it's day 2. Ran out of lumber yesterday, had to cut the video short, but I'm going to be heading to Lowe's here in just a minute, picking up some more 2x4s. Going to look at some pretty heavy duty hinges so that I can actually swing the doors open. And then also, I've been really thinking about taking that back gate off. It does not serve a purpose for this dump trailer. So I'm going to be thinking about that. And also, the other thing I was thinking about is if I was to put a winch on it, I got to find a spot for a battery. So the more I'm thinking about this trailer, the more it's getting a little complicated, because now I have to figure out how to mount the winch underneath of it, but also how to get power to the winch. And I'm not really sure how I'm going to do that. So stay tuned as I brainstorm and then show you guys some updates of the trailer. All right, you guys, I have got so much done. As you can see, I've got the PVC pipings already up at the top. Also, I cut 2 feet off the top of the walls because the front of the billy goat, I'll show you just a second. So this part right here was like 2 feet lower than the top, which is dumb. So now the top's only going to go over the billy goat, the top part right there, about 3.5 inches over it. There's no point in having it way higher than that. It was literally like as tall as those pipes right there. So I brought the walls down about 2 feet. So now it's 6 feet and 1 inch. Is how tall the walls are at the top. And that's going to be fantastic for 2 huge reasons. One is stability. Now the walls aren't going to shake as bad as they were because there isn't more weight at the top. And also I picked up a bunch of those bunch of these hangers right here. I picked up 6 of these, so I'll put 3 on each side. Like I was showing you earlier, I'll just put it around this bar and through there and into the 2x4, or I'll go the other way and then have the bolt sticking out this way. That way the leaves and stuff aren't going to be catching. But yeah, it'll be something like that. It'll go through the 2x4 and then it'll actually go around this block. That way there I don't have to drill holes in the side of the trailer. And then those were, I think, like $3 a piece, $3.50. If I was to grab the bolt, the long bolts, and the nuts and the washers, and I'd have to drill through there, it would actually cost more, because the bolts I think are like $2.50 or $3 a piece, and then the nuts are like $1, and then the washers like 50 cents or 20 cents, something like that. So it would end up costing me more just to buy the bolts and the washers and the nuts to actually drill through, and I don't want to drill through this trailer, so I'm going to do everything I can not to. But I'm going to put 3 on each side, and that'll really just absorb it to the side of the trailer. And then one more thing that you guys probably noticed, there's no more gate. I took it off. It's sitting right there. So this gate is probably about 150 pounds, I would say. And what I did was I just locked the pins in. Like when you go to shut it, you push the pins to lock it in. I did that, and then I unbolted the stuff on the bottom and then smacked it out with a hammer, and the gate actually stayed right there in place. It was just hanging on by those pins, and then I slowly just lifted up on it with my hands and then pushed the pin out, and then I did that on the other side, and the whole gate came free, and I just picked it up and moved it. But like I said, it was about 150 pounds, so just be careful if that's something you want to do. And then also, as you can see, I took the pins out. So the pins were just sitting here and doing absolutely nothing, and they were coming out to like right here, and I want to get the door as flush to the wall as I possibly can. So I ended up just taking these pins right out. It was super easy. There was just a cotter pin right on the inside that you just have to tap out with a hammer and a tap, and they just tapped right out. So now I took those off. Yeah, pretty easy. But you can see where I'm at right now. I'm starving, so I'm gonna go get something to eat, and then I'm gonna come back and finish it off. But one more thing I wanted to show you guys. Let me just hop up in here real quick. So the PVC pipes, as you can see, are just going just like that. And what I did was I took a drill bit. I can't remember what size it was. I think it was 3/4, I think is what it was. So I took a 3/4 drill bit and I angled it in and drilled a big old hole right here, pretty much into this 2x4. And I did that for all of them, so they're all angled. And then I just stuffed the PVC pipe in there, and then I bent it and stuffed it into that one. And then I came through and I took a 2-inch screw and I angled it right through here. So it's actually going through here, going through the pipe, and then coming out the bottom. That way the pipe stays in place, it's not going anywhere. So it's really coming along, you guys. I would say that this trailer, now that I have the PVC piping on the top, it's really hard to see with this light, but now that I have the PVC pipe on the top, this trailer is roughly 8 feet tall now at the very peak. And I already bought the bungee cords, the tie downs, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw the mesh tarp over the top, and then I'm going to put like 2 or 3 tie downs on each side, and then a couple in the front, and then the same thing on this side here. And I actually have a bunch of tie down like lot hooks or whatever that you can fasten on the side, and they'll just stay here. And then when I want to pull the tarp down and give it some tension, that's how I can do it. But yeah, it's coming along good. I've already got the doors cut. I just need to, and I picked up some hinges too. So I'm going to put the doors on here, and it should be pretty close. I might just need to paint, and that's it. So I think I'm going to hang the doors up, and then paint the trailer, and then start doing all the other stuff, like adding the bungees, the hardware, and the tarp, and see where we're at with all of that. Very exciting. But I'm starving, like I said. I gotta go get something to eat, so I'll be right back. Alright, you guys. It's 4 o'clock. I literally wasted all day. Pretty much all I did was hang the doors. And then, as you can see, I kind of have this, I have this thing on here. This is not permanent. It's just something I threw together real quick with some scrap wood. But that is gonna hold that door very tight, and then my plan is about another foot and a half up to put another one. That'll really keep it from, you know, packing too many leaves on there and making it impossible. But real quick, I'll show you guys what I have. So here's the doors, and yeah, they open up very smooth. I had 2 hinges. I had one there and one way up to the top, and they actually were just fine with just 2 hinges. But I've got 4 on there now, because when that thing's shooting all the leaves back here, I want to have this back wall very, you know, strong. I don't want it completely falling over. But yeah, I spent all day on these doors, and then I cut the 2 feet off of there. But oh, and then I forgot to show you guys. So I did this thing, and I've got 3 on both sides, and it really helped this thing out a ton. Between being a dad and running a business, this is just gonna have to get put on hold. It's not that important. So hopefully I can have something for you guys by next week. It looks like it'll probably be done on Thursday. Hopefully it doesn't rain anytime in the next 5 or 6 days, because like I said, I have to babysit, or not babysit, but I have to be a father, take care of my son, and then this is gonna have to just wait and be on the back burner. But I hope you guys are enjoying it so far. But yeah, I'll see you next week sometime. Sorry it is taking me so long, you guys, but I am trying, I promise. Well, good morning, you guys. This is day 3 of the trailer build. It's almost done, but I've had a very busy schedule the last couple of weeks. My wife actually got a new job. Hooray for her. And she actually is working 2 jobs right now, so that's really cool. She's working full-time in her new job, and then she's also working part-time at a local diner in our area. And yeah, so she's super busy. So I've been also busy as well. So this trailer's taking me a little bit longer than I'd like, but we're making progress. I gotta drill the hole for the top chute to go into, and then I gotta get a piece to plug into it. I gotta get like some kind of piping to fill in this gap right here to actually shoot it into the trailer. Obviously I still have to paint it, and then I got to put the hooks on it for the bungee cords, but that'll be super simple. Also, I have to finish putting another one of these. I'm gonna put one like up here because I want this back door to be as strong as possible for all those leaves coming in and hitting it. So I got to put one more of those up there. So I'm gonna do that first, and then after I do that, then I'm gonna cut that hole. Actually, I think I'll paint, and then I got to paint it, and then I got to figure out something for the inside, some kind of way to get the leaves out, so I'm not over there trying to like blow them out with the leaf blower or anything crazy like that. But it's gonna look really crazy after today, because I'm gonna get the other door on there, and then, or the other handle on there, and then I'm gonna paint it, and that's when it's gonna really take shape. And then I'm gonna drape the tarp over it. My plan is to paint it a couple coats, and then I'm gonna take off to the store and buy that tube I need for that front part. I think that's the only thing I'm gonna need to buy. But it's been 3 days, you guys. This will be day 3 on this trailer build. Super crazy, super busy. That's just the way it is sometimes. But I've got to get moving on this thing because we're already, you know, heading into October. I think today's like October 8th, October 9th, something like that. And we're looking at an entire week of between 40 and 60 degree weather. So the leaves are really gonna start turning colors. And for those of you that know, they drop like that. You get one windy storm or anything, and it's just, they're all on the floor. So I'm gonna get to it. I'm gonna put another one of these handles on, just like this one, put another one right there, and then we'll be looking real good. All right, you guys, we got the second one on there. So now we got 2 of the handles on the back gate here, and it's pretty strong. I was pulling on it, and it seems like it'll hold up. Now what I gotta do is I gotta go through with the leaf blower and the broom and just really make sure all the sawdust is off of there, and then I'm gonna start painting it, and it's gonna really start coming together. So I'm pretty stoked about that. So I'll see you guys in just a second. All right, you guys, a huge word of advice: if you do plan on doing something like this, even if you just plan on putting walls on your trailer and not necessarily making a leaf setup like this, I highly recommend you paint all of your wood before you build the box. And why I say this is, as you can see, this trailer that I have over here, that is what I did. I put a tarp down in the middle of my yard, and I laid all the wood out, and I just started painting it. And probably about 45 minutes, I had both sides all painted. Everything was easy. I just used a big old roller, and it took me no time whatsoever. But this, it's got all these little edges, and it's got all these little corners that roller can't get into. These little bars right here in between on the bottom of the trailer, like this rounded part, like, it gets so complicated. I sat here, I'm not even done. I did maybe a coat, but my hand started cramping up really bad, and I have to call it because I'm just fatigued from painting. But as you can see, I had to go through with a hand brush through like all these edges, and I'm still not even done. I used like the 6-inch roller to get in real close. I still got to come through and paint all this stuff with a hand brush, a small little like 2-inch hand brush. I got to get through by the hinges and all that crap. But yeah, I just spent, I don't even know what time it is, probably the last 2 hours painting this, the inside and the outside, and I could have saved myself hours and hours and hours if I would have just laid out a tarp in my yard, put all the wood down and paint that. Because as you can see, it doesn't look too bad, but you get paint all over your trailer, you get paint on the bottom, and even if you don't want paint there, I still got to go through and put a second coat on here. It's just, then you got all the screws you got to paint and all that crap. There's so much stuff you got to go through with a hand paintbrush still. All the tops of the 2x4s up there, those are all still need to get done. Things that the roller just cannot hit. So I'm gonna go to the store. I'm gonna get a tube, and I got to get a tarp still, because the tarp that I have, I believe, is only 8 feet long, so it won't be long enough for this. This is 12 feet long, so I think I'm going to need at least a 8 by 14 if they have those sizes. That'll give me a 2 feet all the way around hanging over, which I think should be enough. But you got to remember, I have that arch up there too, so even if it's only like 6 to 8 inches over, that's totally fine. I don't want it coming like way over the side and have the bungees down here. I only want it to go over just a little bit. It's not really there to hold the leaves down, it's more or less there to let it breathe, to let the air come out, but it does hold the leaves in too. And if I go down the road with a trailer full of anything and it's not covered and stuff's blowing out of it, I can get a pretty hefty fine for that, so I'm gonna try not to do that. But yeah, I'm done painting. I'm so sick and tired of it. Literally, it looks good to me, but it's so tedious. I really wish I would have just painted everything first and then started to build. And then the only thing I'd have to go through and touch up is a couple of little marks here and there from like cutting. That's it. That's what I did on my lawn care trailer, and I built that trailer so fast, you guys, because I didn't have to paint anything when I was done. It was all painted, and it was awesome, fantastic. I highly recommend you paint all your wood first and then go through and then build it. That's what I would do. But yeah, so let me go to the store, get those things, get some food in my stomach. I'm starving, and I'll be back to show you guys an update of what we have here in just a moment.